All of them have been involved in a very illegal conduct, very illegal from all the actors. Yeah, Chief Justice to President to the Attorney General, Godfrey Dami. No, we cannot allow such illegal conduct to continue. It's wrong because the Constitution is very clear on the face of it. Article 144 clause 2 makes it clear that the Chief Justice, if a Chief Justice can nominate, but it should go to the Judicial Council. Go to the Judicial Council. The Chief Justice cannot write directly to the President. No, that's not the law. So it's surprising that the President also gave it succor by asking the Attorney General for his input, etc. Well, it's not surprising. You know, President Kpebu is a champion of illegal constitutional conduct. So for me, I'm not in the least surprised. That's his stock in trade. He has turned our constitution on his head several times. So it's not surprising that he's once again involved in such illegal conduct. Listen, the Supreme Court made it very clear in the case of GBA and Nena Megache versus the Attorney General that in cases like that, 3 persons or 3 different parties can nominate. That is, that the Chief Justice can nominate persons to become Supreme Court justices or a person to become a Supreme Court justice. The Attorney General can nominate, and the Ghana Bar Association too can nominate. But all of these nominations must go to the Judicial Council. So that is the body that will then vet them, screen them, etc. Upon which those who are successful, there will be a recommendation made to the President for their appointment. So the Chief Justice couldn't have legally written to President Kufuor to kickstart such a process. We all make mistakes, so maybe they should just bring an apology and then we can move on. But there's no way the Chief Justice could have written to the President to kickstart that process. No. You see, and besides, so that's one angle. So by Article 144 Clause 2, and also by the decision in the GBA and then Amegachi versus Attorney General, 20th July 2016, they are wrong. That's very wrong. Then we go to the second point, right? The second point is that by law, it is not hard law, but we also have what we call convention. No constitution can possibly write everything under this FQA nation. So some of the rules evolve by convention, like the way by convention in Ghana, the vice president is made in charge of the economic management team. It's not stated in the constitution, but we've accepted that that is a convention. So in the same way, by convention, we've said historically that we don't go above 14 or some people say 15 Supreme Court justices. We don't go beyond that. And
Martin,
that is what...
Is it possible that, just because you're saying that some of these rules are not written in the Constitution, but, they evolve by convention, is it possible that the Chief Justice has the mandate to actually recommend these judges, but it's not a hard law, like you say? Is that a possibility? That she's still operating within her mandate, but it's just not a hard law?
No, she's not operating within her mandate. Let's repeat. What the case is called GBN and Amegachi versus Attorney General. What it shows is that she can nominate, but it should go to the Judicial Council. The Judicial Council is an independent body also set up. So she's also part of it. Other Supreme Court justices, they have not just Supreme Court justice, there is a representative of the Superior Court justices, there is a representative of the lower courts. The president has 4 representative people he appoints onto that body, deans of faculties of law, some,
right,
etc. So it's a body that has that constitutional charge. So the case is saying our law is that Article 144 Clause 2 that send the nomination, the interpretation given by the Supreme Court in that case of Article 144 Clause 2 is that send the nominations to that body. So, sweetie, that body will then vet the candidates and do all the other necessary things. Then they write to the president. It's not just vetting. It also means that as a council, they will sit down and look at the propriety of the nomination in the first place. Oh, are there vacancies, etc.? Or will there be vacancies so soon? In the near future. So let's start today. So it's that body that has to collectively take a decision. Okay. So when one man hijacks the process and writes to the president, we can't say the Chief Justice was within mandate. No. Okay. We all make mistakes. It's a mistake. So we're going to the second point that I'm developing, which is that this case, at this time that you're trying to bring in more Supreme Court justices, it will lead to a case of midnight judges. Midnight. When we say a midnight judge, that's a judge who is appointed at the time that a president is about to exit. No, we don't do that. We don't allow it in our body politic. We are learning from the United States. They had the case of what we call Marbury versus Madison. It's a case that all law students are compelled to read. So every lawyer knows about that case. That is a case in which the second president of the United States in 1801, John Adams, when he was about leaving office, he appointed some judges. Unfortunately for them, because he was just leaving, some of the justices did not receive the appointment letters. So the next president took over, Thomas Jefferson. Then one of the judges the appointed one, called Marbury. So Marbury then sued Madison. Madison was the Secretary of State under Thomas Jefferson, the third president. Now, come on, give me my appointment letter. So the court went into it and said, no, the appointment letter will not be given. But we got some other great rules out of it, but that's not for discussion today. So, but the political fallout from it created so much embarrassment from the government. So since then, in governance, every government tries to avoid midnight judges. You don't make appointments very close to the time you are exiting because something could go wrong and the process will not be finished. So take, for example, Parliament is going to rise at the end of this month. So if you had continued the process, Parliament is going on recess. They are going to campaign, etc. When are you going to call them to come back, etc.? All those things. No, so much expense. We're already bleeding. Okay. So you look at it. So the timing is bad. Then the third point is that, and very, very critical, we are back to the convention I raised earlier. So we have said that by law, we don't go beyond 14. Some say it is 15 because when you read the GBA case, some are saying that Atuguba did not add the Chief Justice. So if we add, when you read that Supreme Court decision, they say that we don't go beyond 15 justices. And that's our convention. And that is the law. When we say convention, something we've done over a long period and we've all accepted, it's as good as law. So if we put the number at 15, and we now want to go to 20, sweetie, the point I can't overemphasize is that let there be a national debate. Let there be a national discussion. It should not rest with the Chief Justice and the President alone. No.
Okay, Martin, before I move on, we have Sylvia Kuji on the line with us. But before I move on from you, Apenyo Markin's argument, and I want to quote what he said. He says that some people are saying that the Chief Justice does not have such a mandate to do so. We disagree, and we would say that per Article 125, Clause 4 of the Constitution, there are some inherent powers provided for in this provision that allow the Chief Justice, as a chief executive and head of the judiciary, to make such proposals. And the Chief Justice's argument is that they are burdened with cases. We've seen that over nearly 600 cases that have been stalled because of the number of justices that currently sit at the Supreme Court. What do you make of that? Before I move on to Xavier.
Yeah, Sweetie, let me repeat that last time. Apenyo got it completely wrong. Who says the Chief Justice cannot nominate? In this interview, I've already stated at least 3 times that she can nominate. But the law is that when you nominate, send your letter to the Judicial Council, not to President Kufuor.
All right.
sent the letter to the Judicial Council. The Chief Justice sent the letter to the wrong place. So Afenyo is completely off. That is not the provision to quote. They are saying it's 144 clause 2. It says that the president will make the appointment based on the recommendation of the Judicial Council.
All right,
the
Martin.
GBA case emphasizes it.
All right.